Hi there and welcome back to another motivational Monday video. I'm Lisa and I run a creative business from home. Now I want to try and tackle a problem that I know many of us struggle with, and that's finding time to create. Put your hands up who out there wants to create, has all the stuff to create, but struggles with time to find to create. Definitely me. I always have so many ideas and I just struggle to find the time to create. And in some ways it's easier for me because I have a creative business, but saying that, I work really long hours. Despite the fact that I'm surrounded by all the fun stuff, I still really struggle with time. Now this week is my busiest week of the month. I run a craft box subscription business and it's packing week for me, so I work really long days. And I think because I'm stood at a table packing all the day, and I find that my mind starts just going all over the place, and that's when I come up with all my ideas. But it's my busiest time, so it's when I can't create. So I thought I would run the video throughout this week and just see how I find the time to create and see maybe if that helps you. Now, something that I've done, which I know from the past years used to really help me, I did a video on Tuesday. In case you missed it, I'll link it up below, and I created this upcycled book. It's an art journal, and I find an art journal is a really good way if you need a quick craft fix. It's not like doing a scrapbook page or like a creative page in your journal where sometimes you feel like you need to see it through to finish. This you can work in layers and I love it. Like for example, it's not finished, but I started my first page yesterday. I've just quickly put some paint over it. And whilst the paint was still wet, I pressed a stamp into it. But that literally took me less than 5 minutes. But then I left the room. I needed to fix dinner, but it needed to dry as well. I came back and I used some mist to spray over the top. And then I've left it overnight. I've gone back in this morning and I've added a stamped image, some stamping, oh, it's still wet, and some die cuts. And I'm just going to keep working on the layers, but it's really cool because I feel like I'm creating, but I'm literally taking 5 minutes at a time. But I'm going to keep this video running throughout the week, like I said, and just see, because I've got scrapbooking layouts in mind. There's so much I want to do and it's really busy. But let me know if you can identify with this problem as well. Leave me a comment and tell me if it's a problem that you experience. And also, do you manage to do anything to fix it? Do you get that kind of feeling in your fingers when you really want to create? I certainly do. It's like I've got restless fingers. But let me know how you fix that problem, or do you just not try and fix it and you just end up not being able to create? Because that's really sad, especially when you've got loads of lovely stuff. But I'd like to know what you do or what you don't do. And don't forget, you can also follow me over on Instagram. I am the Funky Fairy for my personal account, which is home, cooking, Disney, all that kind of thing. And for all the creative stuff, it's Lollipop Box Club. Please do like this video if you enjoy creative content, and don't forget to subscribe if you are new. Right, the first thing I'm going to do, actually, I've got a space here. I am lucky that I do have a dedicated space to scrapbook or to create on, and that makes a huge difference. But I'm going to leave my journal out today. I've got my tape gun. I also have a pile of bits and pieces, just like random small bits, all left over from kits. I've got some Bramble Fox bits and pieces here. I've got old die cuts, stickers. And this makes it very easy to create, almost like create as you're going past. So I've just seen this actually, enjoy the journey. I might actually do this page as well, almost like to start me off. So yeah, I definitely think this is going to be a really good work in progress this week. I've actually jumped on straight away. I've smeared the paint over that page and that can dry. I have actually got some paint left on my card though. So I'm going to flip over, because we don't want any waste, and that could be a really good start for this page. So I'm just using up the excess paint. Obviously I can't close the book now, so I'm going to pop something in there so that can dry, and that is the start of a brand new page. That's something I love about working in art journals, actually. You don't actually need a plan. You can just layer things up, smother it on, and it all looks amazing in the end. So throughout the day I've actually been sticking sort of leftover bits from old kits, and I also had these die cuts here as well, and I decided to decorate this page. I've added the paint because it's all about my journey this year with my word of the year, this book. Like I said, there is a video which I've linked up below, but now I've got all this space, so I've taken out my paints and I am literally going to add some colour around the outside to fill it all in, and that's probably literally going to take me, I keep saying literally, just a couple of minutes, but I'm going to fill it all in and make it look pretty. There, that looks better with that colour. I might even add a little bit of yellow to this page like that, just so it kind of fits in a little bit. I think although there's two separate pages, it just kind of brings it in together a little bit, doesn't it? Yeah, I love how I flicked up the paper there underneath, and that's all from the current Follow Your Heart kit there, except for the stamp, and I've got a couple of extra dies, but the papers, the stamp there, some die cuts. I've taken some stickers from the planner stickers as well, those ones, that one, and that's just literally just taken me probably not even 2 minutes there. Right, later on in the day I'm coming back and I've grabbed a black journal pen and I'm just going to go around the outside, and again this is just going to take a minute or so. There we go, and I'm just going to continue on with the rest of my day. Right, the next day, this is Tuesday. I'm in the midst of kit packing, as you can see. No time to create at the moment, but I've had an idea that's come into my head, or something that's reminded me. I've just gone and grabbed this notebook from my studio, and I think this is something I need to do from now on. Keep a notebook with me to jot down my ideas, because this often happens and then I forget. I was looking at the sticker sheet in this month's kit, and I remember I'd said that I want to use the pencil to start a title, so do like a squiggly line coming from it and start some journaling, so like start with a really big word and go from there. And I've just drawn myself a very rough sketch and a little reminder, because I'd completely forgotten that I wanted to do that, and I think from now on I'm going to keep this book with me when I'm not able to create, sort of like if I'm kit packing or I'm at my desk, so it's an easy reach and I can jot down my ideas. So this week, yesterday I didn't create anything. I was 100% absorbed into work. Today, however, I've woken with a headache and I'm really feeling the urge to create, but I have so much to do. I was really tired last night, so I finished work earlier than I'd hoped, and so I didn't achieve everything that I wanted to achieve yesterday, so I'm even busier today. And whilst working, what I do, I've got 3 monitors here. So I generally have a YouTube video running whilst I'm working. So I'm currently working on a blog post from Geraldine, and I have one of Geraldine's videos running. Are you familiar with Geraldine's videos? She is so inspiring. I say it all the time. I love her voice. There's something, she transports me. She's just so relaxing, and I love how she creates, and I've really missed the creating. I didn't realise these past few months I haven't been creating. I've been creating in the way that I will do a quick DIY for a blog post or for a video, but I'm not creating for me, if that makes sense. I'm doing it thinking, right, I can show people how to do this, I'll do a flip book, but I'm not just taking myself off, relaxing and creating like I used to. And I did, I don't know if you saw it, I did an upcycled book, turned it into an art journal. I'll leave the link below if you haven't seen it. I didn't realise it's been so long since I created like that. I used to use mixed media, use all the paints, inks, stencils, all that kind of thing all the time, and I just haven't been doing it. I think I've just got myself into such a cycle of work. Everything is about work lately, and it was just really silly because I run a creative business, but I'm not creating for me, and that's what I miss when I'm not videoing. I'm just creating. But I'll show you what's on my screen at the moment so you can see what's inspiring me right now. Right, I'll actually play it. So Geraldine, as you can see, is just painting, and I just love having things like this on in the background. I find it really, really inspiring. And it's funny, but just having something creative, hi Aid, in the background really, really just makes you want to create. So if ever you get to a point, because I know a lot of people ask about, you know, when you've got like, you hit a creative block, go and find yourself some YouTube videos and just watch them, even have them on in the background. It just really, really makes you think, gosh, I haven't done that for so long, or oh, I'd really like to try that. And I think it just makes something click. I don't know, but I'm feeling incredibly inspired today. So I am going to set my creative desk up today. I know I haven't got a lot of time, but I think I'm going to do that thing where I just create on and off throughout the day, just grab myself 2 or 3 minutes here and there, and I'll see what I end up with at the end of the day. I'm thinking paints. I might add a photo. I am so behind with my scrapbooking. Do you feel like that? Yeah, I would. Yeah, if I can use my creative urges and create a scrapbooking page, that would be really good. Might actually get my traveler's notebook out. Do you know, I've got a watercolor traveler's notebook. I'm going to grab that out. I'm going to create something in there today. So here is a little tip. I like to have a selection of photos printed. I've got a few here. So if I don't have time for much creating, but I really feel that I need to create something or want to create something, I have a selection of photos. I don't have to go thinking, right, what can I print off? What can I go and find? I will literally go through what I've got and pick from there. So you've instantly cut yourself out loads of time. Something else I do, I make notes. If I have a story that but I haven't got time to scrapbook it, I will pop it on a post-it note so that I don't forget a conversation, anything like that, and I can always come back to that and scrapbook it. What I'm going to do today, I've taken my watercolor traveler's notebook that I mentioned before, and I have got I was going to scrapbook this photo. The colours are really pulling me in. I think it goes really well with what I want to use, and I think it will look lovely on this watercolour background, and that's what I'm going to create today throughout the day. I do really, really recommend a monthly kit. I think it saves you money in the long run as well. Although you're having a small expense every month, you're not spending out loads. Before I had monthly kits, I would maybe spend, I was terrible sometimes, 80, 90, 100 pounds a month just on stash. Whereas when I had a kit, this one, mine for example, is 17 pounds a month. That's all that I would spend in a month, just one box, and that would last me the month. Now, as I'm super busy today, I am just going to get some water and paint on this page and leave this first layer to dry. So I've just put some water on it, and I'm just going to let the paints do their own thing. They just look so nice on their own. Sometimes they don't need too much effort because they just do all the hard work. Just letting them bleed in. I don't want it to get too muddy, so just going careful. Doing almost like leaves here. I'm going to leave it like that, and I'm going to carry on with my day and come back to this a bit later. Right, I'm just walking past, and I'm just going to fill in the gaps here with the paint that I've kind of got already, just sort of like going around the outside. My page is lovely and dry. I've just popped into my studio as I need to print some bits off. So I am going to just spend a couple more minutes creating. I'm going to take the tissue paper that's inside the kit, as I always like to try and reuse everything, and I'm going to place that underneath the photo. Stuck the photo to the tissue, and I'm just going to cut around it and then stick on the page. I'm also taking the stickers from the kit. Let's pop this on here. They're a really good colour match for my photo, and I'm just going to add a few here and there.
Something that I've done here, I went completely out the lines. I'm really bad at doing this with stickers, so instead I've gone around lots of times, and I'm actually going to do the same thing with the other stickers, so it looks like it was purposeful, as I don't want to have to take it off and not use it. I might actually even do the same with my doodles, go around a few times, and nobody will ever know that it was a happy accident, because that's what they all are when you're crafting. And then apart from my journaling, that is a super fast page that's just been created. I think this has turned out really fab for something that has probably taken me under 10 minutes, apart from obviously the drying process, but about 10 minutes to make.
I'm back for a final project of this video. Yesterday I covered this whole piece of watercolour paper in water and paint. No technique, just plastered it all on, let it all run in together, and I laid a piece of kitchen towel over the top, pressed it down, and I'll give you a bit of a close-up. You can just about see there's kind of like an imprint of the kitchen roll. It's nice and dry because I didn't really have any time yesterday. I literally had a couple of minutes, so that happened in that couple of minutes. Today I'm going to spend a couple of minutes turning this into some greetings cards. I am left now the following day with a very, very dry piece of watercolour paper that's very pretty. I've got some card blanks, and I want to do a Mickey shaped card. I've used copy and pasted this from Word, and I'm going to use this as my template. And then I'm going to lay it on top of the paper, draw around. Obviously, if you're good at drawing, you don't need a template, and you can use any shape or use punches as well. Punches are a really, really good way. Now I'm going to cut that out. I've created this Mickey head. I've gone around with a black Posca pen, and I'm also going to create some hearts. I'm just going to gently fold this over, and this will make some good hearts. And I like to use the hearts for things like birthdays, and you can use them even just for hello cards, get well cards, anything like that. They're just really fun, and I love it when I get a good mix of the colours all on the same heart. There we go. I've got 3 very quick finished cards. I've printed off a little quote which I thought would go really well with the little Mickey card. This one I have just used the same black Unipool ball pen that I've used to go around the outside. I've scribbled hello across the middle. And this one I'm just going to leave plain for the time being. It could be that I use it for a birthday and anniversary or something like that. But these cards came together really, really quickly, and they're really fun to make as well. I kind of like the idea of kind of creating in stages when you don't have loads of time. So you're getting your little like mini fixes, and then you end up with an end product as well, a finished project. So I'm really happy with these. I really hope you've enjoyed this video today. I hope you found it inspirational and shown you that you don't always need huge, great big clumps of time, like 2 hours, an evening or anything like that. It's been a really manic week for me, and I've still managed to create, obviously, the cards. I've managed to create in my journal, and I've made a page in my traveler's notebook as well. So this was kind of like a little bit of an experiment for me as well, just to see what I could actually achieve in my busy week when I wouldn't usually create anything. So it's been quite a good week for me as well. I hope you found it helpful. I hope some of the tips have helped you as well. Please let me know if they have. I'd really like to know if you've got any tips yourself as well. Please do share. I'd really appreciate that, and everybody else would as well if you leave them in the comments. And I will leave you now and say goodbye. Please do like this video if you've enjoyed it. Please do share it as well if you think anyone else would find it helpful. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Tuesday is going to be a creative one as well, and I am going to be doing a Disney creative page, so I'm really looking forward to sharing that with you, and there'll be a Disney story to go along with that. Thank you so much. Have a great week. I hope you get time to create, and I'll see you soon. Bye.